Its birth is a quiet affair. The rains form muddy rivulets that gather almost surreptitiously into streams and finally into a river. The recently stable landscape becomes a shifting setting for small dramas. A chameleon's grip is secure, but the same cannot be said for the branches it stands on in these turbulent times. It sets off on a voyage into the unknown, on a river that will dominate the lives of those that live along its banks. Stream beds that have long been dry will soon be transformed by the rains into roaring torrents. The long-awaited water will bring life to most along its banks, but to some, as its power grows, it will bring death. It carries with it silt from the uplands, which will enrich the lowland soils. But it picks up other cargo along the way. A wildebeest has paid the price of one clumsy, panic-stricken leap. The vultures miss nothing from their vantage point in the sky. But they will have to wait. There are other eyes in the water. The rains will feed the lowland pastures, but before that, they will feed the crocodiles. The wildebeest carcass is vanishing before their eyes, but still the vultures must wait. Only when the last crocodile is sated will they get their turn. The bobbing carcass still bears enough meat to feed a squabbling assembly of Africa's undertakers. But soon even the vultures have finished with it. The river will take the rest, while they soar over the landscape looking for their next meal. Below them, the river winds on, down through the highlands whose hills it has carved over the centuries. The floods have died down now, leaving their casualties on the riverbanks. The carcasses of drowned trees will provide shelter for the river's smaller inhabitants. Here in western Zambia, where eddies form quiet pools, Small fish find a place to rear their young under the storm-scarred banks. They're members of the cichlid family, known as mouth brooders because of their unique way of protecting their babies. The father carries his young in his mouth, releasing them only when he feels safe. Suddenly, he does not feel safe anymore. The hideous jaws belong to the tigerfish, a fierce predator. The cichlid father hastily gathers his brood into the safety of his own mouth to keep them from the mouth of the tiger. On a small scale, the tigerfish is among the fiercest predators in the river. The chameleon is too big for the little fish, but there are plenty of crocodiles about, and for a young one, a chameleon makes a convenient snack. The chameleon's sharp hooked claws are not adapted for swimming. They're for climbing on plants, but out here there are no plants. The river of life provides an escape route for the time being. With the crocodile watching, the chameleon dare not make a sudden move. Finally, the crocodile loses interest. Chameleons may not be adapted to life in water, but hippos most certainly are. Ears, eyes and nostrils are all perfectly designed for endless days of bathing under the African sun. They live in their thousands along the deeper parts of the river. The only thing they don't seem to be adapted for is life in such crowded groups. Hippos spend most of their day dozing, and the rest of the time disagreeing with each other. As the current in the river slows down, the tide of life begins to flow more strongly on its banks. Male